A judge will sentence Bill Cosby today for sex assault. CBS's Matt Piper is in Norristown, Pennsylvania.
Prosecutors said they want him to get 5 to 10 years, the maximum. They're accusing Cosby's attorneys of wanting a get-out-of-jail-free card since they are hoping for house arrest, something Cosby's been on since being found guilty 5 months ago.
And you thought key fobs were modern. Drivers may not need them for much longer. Live to CBS's Vicki Barker.
Chances are you've already used your fingerprints to cash checks at your bank or access your smartphone. Well, with key fobs increasingly seen to be hackable, USA Today reports that in 2 to 3 years you may need your fingerprints to open and even start your car. And all of us who've tried and failed to access our smartphones after washing the dishes or being caught in the rain can only hope the fingerprint recognition technology will improve by then, too. Deb?
S&P futures are up 7. This is CBS News.
You have enough things to worry about every day. Insurance shouldn't be one of them. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Not many things scare me, kid. Vampires, werewolves, children, not one bit. But you know what does scare me? Downtime, inefficiency, scares the living daylights out of me. That's why I use Grainger. They're America's #1 source for industrial supplies. Plus, they've got the inventory management solutions that keep us running. So we've got uptime, we've got efficiency, we've got productivity. When it comes to keeping your facility running, Grainger's got your back. Call or click Grainger.com to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, Bud, I heard these guys live once.
How was it?
It was way more like this!
This is awesome!
Give them a concert experience they'll never forget and save on the ticket. Buy 2 boxes of participating Big G cereals like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Honey Nut Cheerios, or Lucky Charms for a $10 Ticketmaster ticket cash code.
Hey, how about tickets to the game Sunday?
Seriously?
Must be 13 years or older. Redeem impact code by 10/27/18. Exclusions apply. Visit Ticketmaster.com/General Mills Cereal for full terms and conditions.
An action hero is planning some real-life daring do today.
A lot of us go out for a nice dinner on our birthdays, but actor Will Smith has something else planned. To celebrate his 50th birthday, he plans to bungee jump from a helicopter. Tuesday's daring event is being called a leap into the heart of the Grand Canyon, but it isn't quite. Smith's jump will be over a smaller gorge on the Navajo Nation, whose reservation is near the east rim of the national park. Pam Coulter, CBS News.
It was an unpleasant dinner-time interruption for Senator Ted Cruz and his wife.
We believe in survivors!
They were eating at a restaurant in Washington when activists began shouting, "We believe survivors," at the couple. Video footage posted to Twitter by a group calling itself Smash Racism DC shows protesters following the Cruzes as they get up to leave, yelling questions at them about Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
This is a special announcement for all Americans who owe back taxes to the IRS or state. Pay attention. There's a special toll-free hotline set up especially for you. This hotline will give you free information on how you can legally reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call the taxpayer hotline today at 800-441-1943. Grab a pen or put the number in your cell phone. 800-441-1943. You'll speak with qualified professionals who'll tell you how to stop the collection calls, IRS letters, bank levies, and wage garnishments. And they'll deal directly with the IRS on your behalf, so you don't have to. Even if you haven't filed returns or you already are in a payment plan, you can still get relief. New IRS settlement policies have opened the doors for a fresh start. But hurry, this won't last forever, and your tax problem will only get worse if you do nothing or try to handle it yourself. It makes a big difference in who you call. So call the taxpayer hotline today for free information. 800-441-1943. 800-441-1943.
Brought to you by South Coast Tax.
There's nothing more precious than the cargo riding on your tires. BG Tire has been keeping families safe on the road for over 4 generations. Our full-service automotive center offers a convenient and comfortable experience. We offer alignments, tire and oil changes, and emergency roadside assistance. BG Tire is a one-stop shop that saves you time and keeps your vehicle reliable. Visit the family you know and trust at BG Tire, 1046 Lovers Lane in Bowling Green.
You may already know about the EPB's Roundup program, where you can round your electric bill up to the nearest dollar, and that money goes to community relief to help those who are less fortunate pay their electric bill. You can now increase the charitable amount you add to your EPB bill to any amount you choose, $1, $2, $5, $10, or even more. Say your electric bill is $94.14 and you want to round it up by $5. Your bill would actually be $100. To make your change to your EPB bill, contact the Glasgow EPB.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Good morning, everybody. 71 degrees at 7 minutes after 6 o'clock. We are waking up with another pleasant day here in South Central Kentucky. Ray Stajic, though, says we got this on-again, off-again rain and this flash flood watch in effect through tomorrow. Let's find out first from Ray.
Clouds in and a bit damp here as we look ahead toward this Tuesday morning and into the afternoon. Over the next few days, with an approaching cold front thrown in there, we're going to see some decent rain totals, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain over the next 5 days. That front's going to kind of come on in, and what it'll do is stall on off to our east, and a little ripple low pressure developing on it should keep heaviest rainfall off to our east. So we go through this morning, cloudy, and a few showers around into the afternoon, even a few thunderstorms mixed in. More likely into the afternoon on thunderstorms. 81. Tonight, thunderstorms are likely. 69. Tomorrow, showers in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon. 71. Now, as that front goes east of us, we are much cooler tomorrow night, down into the low 50s. That's actually near average or slightly below, setting us up for a beautiful day on Thursday. More clouds than sun, 75. Considerably cloudy Friday with a high in the upper 70s. And if I take a shot at the weekend right now, understanding that it could change, looks great. Upper 70s, low 80s, plenty of sunshine. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
Go ahead and tease us there, Ray. Looking at the constant coverage and studio radar screen this morning, nice and quiet here in the state of Kentucky. Some thunder showers over just along the river in southern Indiana, along about Vincennes, Indiana over there. They're having some thunder shower activity. We have a little light shower activity. That's the tail end of what was coming through Russell Springs last hour when we checked the radar screen. Still moisture out there, still under a flash flood watch until tomorrow afternoon, I think about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We've had an inch and 1900ths in the rain gauge in the last 24 hours. The wind's out of the southeast at 8 miles an hour, 93% humidity, and the pressure's at 30.05. Pretty stable this morning is the word I'm looking for. 71 degrees at WCLU, live in the newsroom with round one of local news. Here is News Director Wes Royce. Good morning, Wes.
Good morning, Dad. For WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce. Yesterday morning around 9:30, Kentucky State Police Post 3 received a call for service reporting that a passenger car had struck the exterior of a residence located on South Jackson Highway. Post 3 uninformed troopers responded to the scene along with members of the Hart County Sheriff's Department and Hart County EMS. The preliminary investigation has revealed that Nicholas D. Smith, 27, of Park City, was operating a 2017 Jeep Sport utility vehicle when he drove his vehicle onto a front porch, striking the exterior of the residence located at 6795 South Jackson Highway. The home was occupied at the time of the incident, and the occupants established contact with Smith until law enforcement personnel arrived. Smith was not related to the homeowners, however, had a single relative inside the home. Now, that was in the official news release. I later contacted the Hart County Jail, who released the citation from the Kentucky State Police, who said the homeowner, Larry Rayner, was holding Smith down on the ground while he was screaming. Rayner told officers that the biological son of the man who drove into the house was inside. Rayner and his wife have full custody of the 3-year-old boy. Rayner told officers that he believed the boy let Smith into the home and restrained him for fear that he would take the child. Upon law enforcement's arrival, Smith was arrested on the scene and charged with the following: wanton endangerment, first degree, 3 counts; criminal mischief, first degree; criminal trespassing, first degree; operating a motor vehicle under the influence of drugs or alcohol, second offense; and no operator's license. Nicholas Smith was lodged at the Hart County Detention Center, where he was cited for additional charges of promoting contraband and possession of marijuana. The investigation is being conducted by Trooper First Class Graham Rutherford. He was assisted on the scene by the Hart County Sheriff's Department and Hart County EMS. No further information is available for release at this time. 3 new firefighters were sworn in at last night's Glasgow City Council meeting. Derek Slaughter, Tyler Solom, and Luke Wilson all had their badges pinned on by their family and are officially the newest members of the Glasgow Fire Department, who will be applying for a grant for a training simulator as part of the meeting agenda. Also on the agenda was the second and final reading of the tax ordinance on real and personal property to be at 17.4 cents per $100 of assessed value. Only council member Greg Harris voted no to the ordinance. At the previous Glasgow council meeting, Harris made the motion to take the compensating rate of 0.170 cents per $100. That motion failed. Council members Jake Dickinson and Freddie Norris were not present at Monday night's meeting. There will be a new police officer on the Glasgow Police Department. Alan Riffle was sworn in last night with the assistance of his wife and his daughter, whom pinned his badge. Mayor Dick Doty presided over the ceremony. On Sunday, the Glasgow Police Department responded to an accident with injuries on South Green Street. It was determined that a 2001 Nissan Pathfinder, later to be referred to as Unit 1, was being operated by a 17-year-old juvenile who was sitting at the entrance to Southgate Plaza and was attempting to be making a left turn and failed to see a 1999 Nissan Sentra, also known as Unit 2 in this description, who was operated by Margaret Garman, who's age 73 of Glasgow. She was traveling east on South Green Street and pulled into her path. Unit 2 then lost control of her vehicle and struck a 1993 Jeep Cherokee, Unit 3, being operated by William Morris, age 45 of Glasgow, who was sitting in the parking lot of Junior Food Store waiting for traffic to clear out. Margaret Garman was transported by Barron Metcalf EMS for treatment. No other injuries were reported. The accident was investigated by Officer Jeff Wright and assisted by Barron Metcalf EMS and the Glasgow Fire Department. Also on Friday, the Glasgow Police Department responded to a complaint in the parking lot of Ely Drugs on Happy Valley Road. Upon arrival, officers made contact with Jeffrey Conyer as he was placing beer cans on the outside bench and could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from his person. Conyer became aggressive and tried to get back into the vehicle that he had gotten out of. Officers received consent to search of the vehicle that he had been in and located methamphetamine in a pipe. Jeffrey Conyer, age 38 of Portland, Tennessee, was arrested and charged with alcohol intoxication in a public place, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, second degree, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, methamphetamine. The arrest was made by Officer Mason Wethington and assisted by Officer Zane Greer. More local news when we continue here on WCLU. Right now, 614, 71 degrees.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding, and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
In more local news at this hour, recently the Piazza Produce Kentucky Proud Showcase was held in Louisville, bringing producers of Kentucky Proud products and buyers together to explore potential business relationships. In a press release from Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles, Quarles is shown sampling a local product, Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese, made in Barron County. I spoke with Van Campbell, who is Director of Sales for Kenny's Cheese, who said that the Kentucky Proud label means something to out-of-state buyers.
We send a piece of cheese out the door. We want people to know where it comes from, whether it's going to a little mom-and-pop shop here in Kentucky or if it's going to a chef in Dallas or Miami or D.C. There are a lot of great products coming out of Kentucky, and it makes sense to have an umbrella, a branding, so to speak, that we can all market under.
With the bourbon and horse racing industry, Campbell says from a marketing standpoint, it helps the brand when it's labeled Kentucky Proud.
Bourbon and horse racing have been around for a long time, and they're not going anywhere. You know, they might kind of fall in and out of fashion, but it's great for us to be associated with those things, and it's also great to be able to let people know that there are all these other amazing products being made in the state of Kentucky.
He also added that even chefs and restaurants are listening to what their customers are telling them, and better ingredients do matter.
What their customers want, so they're listening to their customers, they're listening to their students. It's starting with the end user, and it's going all the way up the chain.
Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese is made in Austin, Kentucky. Beverly and Ken Mattingly own and operate the company, whose footprint extends internationally. A traffic advisory in I-65 in Hardin County due to the weather conditions from this weekend. The southbound I-65 exit 91 closure will be extended through this Friday. Additionally, contract work will require closing the westbound Western Kentucky Parkway ramp to southbound I-65 on Tuesday, September the 25th at 9 a.m. for milling and paving operations to take place. It will reopen tomorrow afternoon. Motorists wishing to travel in this direction should continue westbound on the Western Kentucky Parkway to the Ring Road exit and backtrack east on the Parkway to access southbound I-65. Hart County Fiscal Court will meet on Thursday, beginning with a budget transfer as well as jail reports and road reports, and approve signed resolutions for the designation of the Hart County Industrial Board to receive grant funds. Also, in 911 activity yesterday, the dispatch office was quite busy. The Glasgow Fire Department responded to an accident with injury on North Race and Clement Street. Also, the Park City Fire Department responded to a wreck with injury at aisle 65, mile marker 46. The Cave City Fire Department responded to a wreck with injury at I-65, as well as the Cave City Fire Department responded to I-65 exit 53 for a wreck with injury, and again around 4:30 in the afternoon at the 52-mile marker. And also on the Cumberland Parkway, a wreck with injury was responded to by the Barron Metcalf EMS around 5:15 in the afternoon. Glasgow Fire Substation responded to a wreck with injury on Happy Valley Road around 6:30, as well as 6:30 in Cave City. There was a residential fire responded to by volunteer fire departments there, and Old Mammoth Cave Road was the location. Pardon me. A lot going on there in the way of wrecks with injury, and you have to believe that it has to do with the weather, the rain, the flash flood advisory. So a non-newsworthy item, please, please, please drive with caution. For WCLU Local News, I am Wes Royce. Right now it's 6:20. It is 71 degrees in downtown Glasgow.
Bank working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to us law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual and violent criminals deserve.
On November 6th, join me fight for Barron County's future. Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
Fact have sleep apnea.
But he's fine now. No more snoring.
And there was an added benefit for Kate.
He was the one with the disorder, but I'm now sleeping better too.
The Sleep Disorder Center at TJ Sampson Community Hospital. For more information, please visit tjsamson.org.
KNN News will be with you in the 7 o'clock hour. But the Lady Scotties golf team finished fourth in a regional tournament in Tompkinsville yesterday. Abby Lee shot the lowest score in the match and was the overall regional champion. In addition, Abby was named the all-regional golf team, and Abby will now represent Glasgow High School in the state tournament next week. Abby will perform her practice round on Monday and will play in the qualifying round on Tuesday with the final round of competition on Wednesday. Also for the Trojanettes of Barron County High School, Marley Shirley led the way with a team low 88. Taylor Gauntz and Lily Shipley both fired a 92. On the sports calendar today for Glasgow High School, the Scotty soccer team will be at LaRue County. Lady Scotter soccer team will host Logan County for senior night starting at 7 o'clock. The Lady Scotty volleyball team will be at Metcalfe County at 5 o'clock. And the Scotty Golf Regional Tournament that was scheduled for yesterday will now be moved to Thursday due to the rain and flooding on the course. And that's a check of local sports. Coming up next, a look at area funeral announcements here in the area with Henry Royce. Right now, 623, 71 degrees.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
Local news time from WCLU is 6:24. We have 71 degrees this morning. We'll check in with Ray Stajic as he is projecting a nice several days coming up here as we approach the weekend. In area funeral announcements this hour, Tony Good, age 77 of Knob Lick, died Sunday at TJ Sampson Community Hospital. She was the daughter of Daniel and Frances Beatrice Justice Patrick. She is survived by her husband, Charles, three sons, Mark and Charles Good Jr. of Cincinnati, and Bobby Good of Ohio, one daughter, Brenda Burton of Monticello, six grandchildren, Luke and Jake Burton, Brandon, Brittany Cole, and Nate Good. Visitation for Tony Good will be held from 10 until 2 on Thursday afternoon at A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, followed by cremation. Lema Logston, age 82, of Mammoth Cave, died Sunday at the Medical Center in Bowling Green. He was a supervisor for Bridgestone Tire Company and was a member of the Stockholm United Baptist Church. He is survived by a brother, Leroy Childress of Mammoth Cave, a niece, Jennifer Lee Ann Powell of Mammoth Cave, two great nephews, Logan and Lennox Powell. Graveside services and interment for Lema Logston will be held at 11 o'clock Thursday at the Wilkins Cemetery. Visitation from 11 until 8 Wednesday and from 9 until 10:30 Thursday at the Patton Funeral Home's Brownsville Chapel. Amy Michelle Conder, age 41, of Bee Spring, died Sunday. She was a registered nurse and a member of the Bee Spring Missionary Baptist Church. The Edmonton County native was born to Sharon K. Stewart, who survives. She was married to her best friend and helpmate, Chris Conder. Besides her husband and mother, she leaves to honor her memory 4 children, Madeline, Jace, Jaron, and Jax Conder, all of Bee Spring. 1 sister, Sarah Beth McWhirter of Sweden. 1 stepsister, Amy Logston. Grandmother, Mavis Stewart. Father and mother-in-law, Lloyd and Elaine Conder. 4 brothers-in-law, Thomas, Stephen, Anthony, and Jesse Conder. 1 uncle, Kenny Stewart. 1 aunt, Vicki Weaver, and a niece, Morgan McWhirter. Funeral services for Amy Michelle Conder will be held at 2 o'clock Wednesday at the Bee Spring Missionary Baptist Church. Interment is to be at the Bee Spring Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 12 noon at the Patton Funeral Home in Brownsville and will continue tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock at the church. Memorial contributions can be made to the Amy Conder Memorial Fund in care of the Patton Funeral Home. Hazel Marie Garrett, age 70, of Edmonton, died Sunday at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital. She was a daughter of the late Chester Everett and Letha Paragon Garrett. Hazel was a homemaker and of the Baptist faith. She is survived by 2 sisters, Geneva Bennett of Glasgow and Shirley Dowell of Edmonton. Several nieces and nephews also survive. Besides her parents, she was preceded in death by 2 sisters, Louise Garman and Jeanette Compton. 1 brother, Wilbur Garrett. Funeral services for Hazel Garrett will be Wednesday at 1 at the Butler Funeral Home in Edmonton. Burial will follow in the Moore Springs Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 4 p.m. at Butler Funeral Home. Martha Lee Cannon Smith, age 77, of Somerset, died Thursday at the Jane Todd Crawford Hospital in Greensburg. Martha was a homemaker and a member of the Oak Hill Baptist Church. She was formerly a volunteer for the Ladies Auxiliary at T.J. Sampson Community Hospital and a volunteer for Southern Baptist Clothing Center in Detroit, Michigan for many years. She is survived by 2 sons, brother Randy Smith and wife Karen of Somerset, and Barry Smith of Campbellsville. 1 daughter, Lisa Rozek, and husband Bill of Brighton, Michigan. A sister, Patricia Gatuski, and husband David of Plymouth, Michigan. 5 grandchildren, Rachel Rakelme, Sarah Smith, Michael, Sarah, and Jessica Rozek. 2 great-grandchildren, Wyatt and Ezra Rakelme. Funeral services for Martha Lee Cannon Smith will be at 2 Eastern Time Wednesday at Southern Oaks Funeral Home in Somerset, with interment on Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Time at the Smith Bradshaw Family Cemetery in Glasgow. Visitation begins Wednesday at 11 o'clock at the Southern Oaks Funeral Home. The family requests that contributions be made to the Smith Bradshaw Family Cemetery Fund in care of Brother Randy Smith, 2110 West Highway 914 in Somerset. Service for William Charles Phelan, age 81, of Cave City, will be at 10 o'clock Wednesday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Kentucky Veteran Cemetery West in Hopkinsville. Visitation begins today at 3 p.m. Service for Mary Ella Sams Richardson, age 72, of Munfordville, will be at 2 o'clock today at the Brooks Funeral Home. Interments to be in the Munfordville Municipal Cemetery. Service for Laura I. Atwell, age 108, of Horse Cave, will be at 2 this afternoon at Wynn Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Houck Cemetery. Service for Donna Beth Claywell Sturgeon, age 50, of Glasgow, will be at 3 o'clock today at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial will be in the Lick Branch Cemetery. Funeral services for Peggy Lou Greer, age 77, of Etoile, will be this morning at 11 o'clock at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Caney Fork Cemetery at Etoile. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free online at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barren River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barren River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barren River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their
clouds in and a bit damp here as we look ahead toward this Tuesday morning and into the afternoon. Over the next few days, with an approaching cold front thrown in there, we're going to see some decent rain totals, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain over the next 5 days. That front's going to kind of come on in, and what it'll do is stall on off to our east, and a little ripple low pressure developing on it should keep heaviest rainfall off to our east. So we'll go through this morning, cloudy, and a few showers around into the afternoon, even a few thunderstorms mixed in. More likely into the afternoon on thunderstorms. 81. Tonight, thunderstorms are likely. 69. Tomorrow, showers in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon. 71. Now, as that front goes east of us, we are much cooler tomorrow night, down into the low 50s. That's actually near average or slightly below, setting us up for a beautiful day on Thursday. More clouds than sun, 75. Considerably cloudy Friday with a high in the upper 70s. And if I take a shot at the weekend right now, understanding that it could change, looks great. Upper 70s, low 80s, plenty of sunshine. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
Be brave, Ray. Take a shot at the weekend, because I like what you're telling us. Current conditions, barometer's at 30.08. The humidity is at 86%. The winds are out of the south at 8 miles an hour. And the rainfall total in the last 24 hours here is 1 inch and 12 hundredths, 1.12. So our ground is right at saturated, and when we get shower activity in here today, we'll add to that. It's all very light on the constant coverage and studio radar screen this morning. Let's see here. Looks like some sprinkles up around, up around Danville, Kentucky, on east-northeast over into Lexington, on up into the area there to the east of Lexington, up around, up around Winchester, Kentucky, some light shower activity. But that's the clue. It's all light this morning, but it does add up. 72 at WCLU. Weather brought to you by the folks who are already busy working on your breakfast at your neighborhood McDonald's.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, total local care 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local healthcare provider. Total local care 24/7.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding, and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
The name you've grown to trust in Southern Kentucky since 1935. Dakota Ray Elmore, principal broker and auctioneer. 636 WCLU. Some reminders here before we get into the morning birthdays. The date has been moved on the Shindig on the Square, sponsored by the Bounty of the Barons because of all the rain and the impending rain, and the powers that be said, let's just push it back to Thursday. So, this Thursday, 5 till 8 p.m., the Shindig on the Square will be happening. A lot of shindigging going on, featuring the 8-track band. Other events and activities would include food, a beer garden, farmers market, a kids zone, Glasgow Police hosting a car seat safety check event located in the parking lot there beside Allstate Insurance. So be aware of that, and be aware that we're going to be doing that on Thursday of this week. Also on Thursday, it is the September meeting of the Barron County Historical Society at the Mary Woodland Library at 6 p.m. Barron County in World War I is the program topic. Come hear about how Barron County was affected by the outbreak of the War to End All Wars. Topics to be discussed include the organization of the draft, how it worked, and the men who were drafted and served. Also the Liberty Loans campaigns and the effect on agriculture and business in the community. Among other issues at that time were the charges of disloyalty brought against a local newspaper for not supporting the war effort. The public is invited to attend. No charge for attendance. Should be very interesting indeed. All right, 637 at WCLU. Let's go ahead and start talking about the archives in just a moment, actually, but I want to talk about the birthdays. That's what I wanted to do. I got the wrong stack of notes here that I'm working from, because I got to tell you about what's going to be happening out at Ralphie's Fun Center, because we have, of course, fall break coming up next week. You know what that means. Fall break is a time for folks to do something different, and a lot of youngsters around here are left with some time that they could go out and try some new things, such as Ralphie's Fun Center. And Ralphie's is aware of that, and they are going to be doing some special things out there next week. For example, the Ralphie's Fun Center Fall Break Blowout, October 1st through the 5th. Buy a multi-activity wristband and add the following deals. The deal for next Monday is a $20 game card for $15. Tuesday, you can play $2 laser tag. Wednesday, you get a large one-topping pizza and a pitcher of soft drink for $10. There's more for Thursday and for Friday, and so I don't want to, have to put you in a position to have to remember all this stuff. We'll keep bringing it to you all next week. Where did he say? Ralphie's Fun Center. That's in all caps. Ralphie's Fun Center. Well, we got lots of folks tuned in here this morning. For example, Billy Houchins is tuned in. Ashley Oliver is tuned in. I'm talking about tuned in on the Facebook Live and on WCLUradio.com. Wes, your mama is tuned in this morning, looks like. She's making sure you're not making any mistakes, and takes the pressure off of me. Also, we have Beverly Bishop Hammonds watching this morning. Matthew Olin Day celebrating. Miss Angela Roach Mutter is tuned in. And let's see, we've also got Terry Pruitt, Brad Atwell. Hey, Brad. Donna Jackson. Beverly Bradshaw Harbison is watching. And I'm telling you one reason why Beverly is watching, because she wants to make sure that we get her birthday right on her birthday, which I'll tell you about that here in a minute. Sandra Alexander, Glenda Pierce Eaton. We also have Rita Diane Carey up in Greensburg, Kentucky. Hey, what a beautiful, beautiful city. Greensburg, Kentucky is listening in this morning. We got the Dragons coming to town to play football on Friday night. We'll talk more about that. Also, Bubby Perkins is tuned in online this morning. It is Donita Brewington Runyon, Gina Wilkinson Pace. Marlene Franklin is tuned in as well. Just a lot of nice folks. I like to call them regulars because they are really nice to be here every day to help us get through this. We don't really know what we're going to get into until we get into it. And we got some really nice folks who also come in and let us know. And I just saw on there, here's a nice gal on here that we all been thinking about, Casey Moore Woods. Casey is tuned in this morning watching us. And Candace Danielle is watching as well. And let's see here. Edna Dodson is tuned in today, too. Boy, we got some nice folks out there. A nice little community here. So let me hold off on reading the folks that are watching us on Facebook and who are tuned in on WCLUradio.com, because I've got birthdays over here to tell you about. The music ran out. So I'm going to get some more music here, so we'll make it a realistic review of the birthdays. How about Tyla Claywell? Tyla, we understand, is 54, and we had some help with the pronunciation of her name. It's Tyla. You know, I was struggling with that because I wanted to make sure that I said it right, and thank goodness somebody else sensed my struggle. And it's Tyla Claywell out at Red Cross Elementary, 54 today. It's also
that was me.
That was you?
Because it's not spelled like what it sounds
I know that.
like.
So did somebody else tell you that? Or
Yeah,
you just make
they
it
called
up?
in from Red Cross Elementary.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, I was hoping that somebody would help us there, and they did.
Well, we got it.
All right. Blake Garman is a teenager today. Happy 13th birthday to Blake Garman today. Stacy Schooley is turning 46. Raymond Hastings is 63. Dayla Hurst is 25. Virginia Ann Bruton. Miss Joyce Witcher is having a birthday today. Joey and Michelle Inman. Happy silver wedding anniversary for the Inmans. Joey and Michelle, number 25 today. Michael and Tricia Nunley. Daniel and Tabitha Irwin. It is the 8th birthday for Daniel and Tabitha Irwin today. We are on a roll, 651-914-9800, 956-1023, and online at WCLUradio.com. Now we're going to get ready for the archives. Hang on.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
It's time to go down memory lane to look at some of the things that got us where we are and helps us to understand where we're going. And I learn something every day on this program. The archives, I hope you learn something too, will convene officially, sound the gavel after this word from the sponsor of the archives. And what a great sponsor they are, and what a great corporate and community citizen they are. I'm talking about the folks out at Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
All right, and let me welcome to the airwaves the one and only W. Samuel Terry the Fourth. I get your last name right there. Hey, Sam, how you doing?
Doing great, Henry. How are you this morning?
I'm glad to have you on the radio and glad we are learning about our past and explaining a few things here. And there's always something neat to learn about in the way of history. Yesterday, everywhere I went, everybody was talking about the harvest of history, including your performance. I'm sure you probably ran into that yesterday, too.
I did. It was a fun experience.
Yeah, and appreciated by those who attended for sure. All right, why don't we get on back here for 100 years ago? This is 1918. This is to me is a fascinating story. This is why I love the archives. Going back to 1918, you can kind of get a feel for things. It was 100 years ago today that in a letter to his brother here, Thomas Dickinson, who is now in France, says, quote, "As I was walking down the street of the French village where we are billeted a few days ago, I ran into a bunch of Glasgow Negroes." Now, how interesting is that? You are in Paris, France, and you recognize some folks from home.
Mm-hmm.
Needless to say, I was glad to see them. Also, I have seen several men from Cumberland and Barron counties over here in France. Earl Ellis and myself are still bunking together. So that's just a little update from Thomas Dickinson. He's in France, but he's not feeling too homesick because he's seeing a lot of good folks from home. And
that's a good reminder to us that in World War I, and it continued through World War II, our military troops were still segregated.
Oh, yes. I did not think about that.
The photographs of all the men leaving to fight in World War I from Barron County are also segregated. So you find photographs of the Caucasian troops and the African American troops. And it's a different world.
Yeah, and I wonder how, if there were different, if the ranks were the same, if the promotions were the same. I just wonder if that's chronicled anywhere, Sam.
Not sure. And I also tried to figure out which Thomas Dickinson that was, and discovered that there were 3 different Thomas Dickinsons that this could be referencing, and I don't know which one it is. That was a popular name in the Dickinson clan at the time.
Yeah, it seemed like a nice fellow. The style of writing was like, "Hey, we're doing good." Seeing people from home and all that. Enjoying Paris, France there in 1918 for sure. All right, Sam, let's go to 1928. There's a picture that you have sent us, and it just shows, to me, it really shows how wonderful the downtown area looked in 1928. This is an advertisement for H.W. Jolly and Sons store. This was on the Morris Corner in Glasgow, Kentucky. And the store, tell me, the Morris Corner, is that not where Jolly's was throughout its entire existence?
No. Okay. That was originally the Emmanuel Morris dry goods store, and that building is still standing on the corner of East Washington and South Green Street.
Okay, all right.
Opposite the bank.
In fact, I think there's a little, little etching on the top of it that says the Morris Building, now that you mention it.
It is, and then according to Mr. Jolly's great-granddaughter, the store was then moved over to the north side of the square.
Yeah.
And if you go over to Edward Jones' establishment now and lift up the doormat, you'll find a tile floor that says Jolly's Men's Store.
It was something special. I remember as a young man growing up, going down there to get my first suit, and they didn't have a whole lot out on display. They had those big drawer-looking things. They'd pull them out, and you look at that suit back through there, and it was a little more private selection, I guess, back in the day.
It was a neat place. I do remember that.
And it says here they're having an ad, a sale, shirt values that will please and surprise you. You can't beat being pleased and surprised. It says, men, here are some shirt values that will prove irresistible if you are considering buying new shirts anytime within the next few months. So here, Sam, let me give you the prices. They were $1, $1.50, and $2. Your choice. I don't know what made them a little bit more expensive, but anyway, H.W. Jolly and Sons, Morris Corner, Glasgow, Kentucky. And I love that picture right there. Doesn't it look calm and quiet around here?
It absolutely does.
Is that a garbage can out in front, or is that a mailbox, do you think?
That's a mailbox.
I
Okay.
can't see well enough, but I do notice that the billiard hall is to the right.
Yeah.
At that point, you can see the sign on the window there, and of course, that's the old Bradford Hardware and Citizens Bank building peeking around the corner on the opposite side. We were looking downright cityfied there.
I tell you what, and lots to talk about too, and cheap shirts too. I remember my father-in-law, he always talked about cheap shirts because they were the ones that wouldn't hardly button. But it really had nothing to do with being cheap shirts. All right, 1938. This is a difficult story here from 1938. Temple Hill athlete injured. Cecil Williams, a prominent member of the Temple Hill High School, where he graduated in this year's class, suffered painful injuries last Friday when he cut his knee with an axe while chopping wood. I can't imagine a much more painful way to be injured than that. It says here it's feared that the injured member may leave the knee stiff, with the result that a further career as an athlete may be embarrassed. He was preparing to leave for a school within a few days, so he apparently he had an athletic career that was just beginning to blossom. But the writer here in this particular publication, which I think was a Republican, said, you know, this injury might make him, as an athlete, he might be embarrassed because he's probably not able to be quite the athlete there with that.
Bad story.
Yeah, it is. Temple Hill Athletics. All right, that was 38. Let's go to 48, okay, Sam? This day, 1948, in Fountain Run, Mr. and Miss J.C. Jones were the hosts of the Baptist Sunday School, of which Mr. Jones is the superintendent. They hosted a lawn party at their home. The children played games, and the older ones talked and sang good old-fashioned songs. That sounds nice, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The gathering was mellowed by the presence of Brother Earl Metter, the pastor, Brother Raymond Jones and the family of Tompkinsville, Brother Garrison of Scottsville, and Brother Murphy and Brother Hogue of here. We cannot discount the 20 gallons of ice cream that was served to the group. More than 100 people. Mr. and Ms. Jones are outstanding citizens here and are well known for their many generous deeds and acts of hospitality. I think 20 gallons of ice cream for your company is a pretty good act of hospitality for sure.
I would agree.
Down at Fountain Run.
And 5 preachers to keep it mellow.
That's right. I like the mellow. Hey, you know, there's nobody going to misbehave and break line for ice cream with these mellow ministers here for sure. All right. This day, 1958, I like the way this story is written because it's written about the city council meeting. You know, Wes had a story cover a city council meeting last night here. Well, in 1958, we had coverage in the Glasgow Republican of the city council meeting. It was Tuesday night. It marked the first regular meeting of the city council in the basement of the municipal building. Now, I think a lot of folks remember that the city building had a basement over there, and it was... at one time, the entire recreation department was down there, and it's been used for a lot of things. But here in 1958, they had the first council meeting held there, and it says the meeting was held around the ping pong table. See there, the recreation department was already an idea. City clerk Malcolm Smith, the mayor W.H. Grissom, the city coordinator Rollin Shaw, and city attorney Harry Berry. Also attending were council members Sandifer, Bewley, Jordan, Mayfield, Wells, Denton, Billingsley, Ryherd, Bashong, Metter, and May. That's a stalwart group of councilmen for sure.
It is.
Enjoying the
Even
new...
if they were around
they were around the ping pong table, that's right. Whose serve is it? But hey, they conducted the city business there for sure. That was 1958. All right, this we got 2 decades here where Citizens Bank is in the news. This was a big story here in 1968. An advertisement that says beginning October the 1st, Citizens Bank and Trust Company will go on computerized banking. What about that terminology? They weren't going to start using it. They weren't going to install it. They were going to go on it. Go on computerized banking. Moving forward there at Citizens Bank in 1968. And then 10 years later, in 1978, this was in the news, Citizens Bank and Trust will underwrite $400,000 of the proposed $450,000 bond issue for the Cave City Convention Center. Now, that was a history-changing decision for sure, Sam.
It was indeed. And the Cave City Convention Center has added so much to our area and remains a wonderful asset for all of us.
I think that's neat. Citizens Bank, they went on computer. 10 years later, they felt confident about everything, so they were going to underwrite that bond. 1978. And we continue to marvel at the many uses that the Cave City Convention Center brings to our community. 1988, this was the day that Glasgow realtor Rita Greer survived Hurricane Gilbert while attending a convention in Cancun, Mexico. But don't you know she was scared, and all of her many kinfolks back here in Glasgow were scared? But Rita was down there in Hurricane Gilbert back in 1988. 1998, this was the day that we have an advertisement here for Friedman's Jewelers. Half off and up to half off all diamond and gemstone jewelry in the Barron River Plaza. Come on out to Friedman's Jewelers. This was from 1998. They were there several years. And this day in the, let's see, I noticed earlier when Wes had the names of some of the folks who had checked in, watched us on Facebook Live, that Beverly Harbison was tuned in. Well, today we're noting that Beverly Harbison, this day in 2008, was elected the president of the Kentucky Emergency Number Association. And I know that she served that association well and made us proud here locally in 2008. And we need to remind folks about that and about how our local citizens have contributed all these years, Sam.
It sounds like a great selection on behalf of that group. Beverly always kept things organized and running smoothly.
She is a very organized gal indeed, and we're glad to have her in the archives here today, Sam. So I'm going to play the theme song. Any cleanup work you want to mention here? You want to sweep out Jolly's men's store real quick?
I think we'll move on till tomorrow.
Okay, and if you'll come back and join us, we'll make it that much more enjoyable, okay? Thank you, Sam Terry. And thanks to our sponsors, we're talking about Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, and we are at 6:58 and 72 degrees, and we're adding Martha Bird to the birthday list today. Hey, Martha Bird, happy birthday.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to us law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual and violent criminals deserve.
On November 6th, join me fight for Barron County's future. Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barron River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barron River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barron River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather round your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection, best service, best friends.
Next to Farmers Livestock Market. All right, let me tell you about our Good as Gold honoree today. She was nominated. There's a very nice little paragraph here about Tabitha Irwin. Today it is Tabitha Irwin Day on the radio. Now, we want to be sure and wish her good as gold today. And she was nominated for the following reason right here. Tabitha goes above and beyond with bringing church kids to church. She was asked by one of the kids to be her godmother, and she picks them up every Wednesday and Sunday for church. She loves God, and she loves people. Now, that's something nice to be said about you for sure. And so with that nomination, we are glad to step up here and pat Tabitha Irwin on the back. If you happen to see Tabitha Irwin around town, you do the same thing. Thank her for her service and let her know she's good as gold. From WCLU and a little taste of Texas. 701 South Central Bank says, what about this weather?
So go through this morning, cloudy, and a few showers around into the afternoon, even a few thunderstorms mixed in. 81. Tonight, thunderstorms are likely. 69. Tomorrow, showers in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon. 71. Now, as that front goes east of us, we are much cooler tomorrow night, down into the low 50s. That's actually near average or slightly below, setting us up for a beautiful day on Thursday. More clouds than sun, 75. Considerably cloudy Friday with a high in the upper 70s. And I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
South Central Bank is a locally owned bank that cares about you and our community, too.
My name's Roger Mercer. My wife and I, Terry, own Southern Kentucky Collision here in Glasgow. It's a collision repair center. We've been dealing with South Central Bank for probably 23, 24 years. They've always been good to us, our hometown bank. South Central Bank has been a really big part of our business as far as the growth. They've been there for us when we needed to borrow money to grow, and we appreciate that very much from South Central Bank.
South Central Bank, small enough to know you, big enough to help. Member FDIC.
Looking at the constant coverage and studio radar screen this morning, we are showing some light rain shower activity. If you're going to run into it, you're going to run into it on the way toward Lexington, probably just the other side of Bardstown. You'll see some sprinkles, a little heavier as you get into the Lexington area. Another area of light showers down in the Cumberland Plateau region of northeast Tennessee. We had, let's see, get it right, an inch and 12/100ths of rain yesterday, 1.12. This morning, winds blowing out of the south at 8 miles an hour. The humidity is at for this time of the day, a dry 86%, and 30.08 is the pressure. 72 at WCLU.
Think about it. We can predict and thus limit or even eliminate the amount of regret that we'll have in our lives. You will likely regret knowing more about celebrities than you do about your neighbors. We have so much information at our disposal these days, and so much of that is consumed with that which is inconsequential, like knowledge of celebrities. Much of the info we'll learn about them will either be untrue or just irrelevant, and the relationship's one way. They'll never know you exist. You'll never have an opportunity to affect their lives. All you can do is be a voyeur and observe them. We have to engage in relationships that can actually impact others. Matthew 28:19 and 20. Go make disciples. You'll regret knowing more about celebrities than you do your neighbors. This has been Bart Warren for South Green Street, Church of Christ.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
1068 704 WCLU. We are turning the corner on 7 o'clock, which means we have some things to take care of. We got to play trivia for one thing. Let me double check, make sure I've covered everything I needed to cover for the first hour. The Metcalfe County Community Revival is continuing tonight at Ebenezer. Brother Willie Westmoreland is going to be there tonight. And it starts each night at 6:30, we understand. Phillips IGA brings you trivia, where, boy, do they have a lot of good things going on out there at Phillips Market in Hinesville, Kentucky. You're going to be totally shocked when you go in there and see how professionally it's run. And I'm putting an exclamation point on the butcher shop because they understand meat, they understand how to help you choose meat, and they want You know, they're never going to change the name to a Phillips Butcher Shop. You just need to remember that because they have lots and lots going on there at Phillips. I got a question for you here in a second.
I can think of plenty of reasons to shop at your local Phillips IGA. Fresh meats and quality products, fair prices, and friendly service. I'm store manager Trevor Phillips, inviting you to stop in and shop our 5-star store rated by IGA. Visit us on Main Street in Hinesville and online at phillipsiga.com to view our full sales ad, and make sure to like us on Facebook. Phillips Family IGA, where family, friends, and food have been coming together since 1960.
We're going to ask a question. If you answer correctly, we're going to declare you the winner, and your name will go into a big hat. We're going to draw for a big 10-pound family pack. And I mean, this thing is a packed pack of ground beef from Phillips IGA. We're going to draw for that on Friday. But let's get the question answered and asked. Well, actually, let me do it the other way. Let's get the question asked and then answered right now. 651-914-9800, 956-1023. If you're a vegetarian, you only eat vegetables. So what do you call a person who mostly eats vegetables but occasionally eats meat? Now, I did not pick this question out because of anything to do with Phillips IGA. I picked it out just because it was an interesting question. So if you're a vegetarian, you only eat vegetables. But what do you call a person who mostly eats vegetables but occasionally eats meat? What do you think?
Vegan.
No, it's not right. Trivia.
Vegan.
No, it's not right. All right, so you're a vegetarian and you mostly you eat only vegetables. But if you mostly eat vegetables but you occasionally eat meat, what are you?
Vegetarian.
No, that's not right. And quite honestly, I've never heard of this term until I got working on this. Hello, Trivia.
Flexitarian.
Say it again.
Flexitarian.
Flexitarian is correct. Yeah. That's Flexitarian. And who is this speaking?
This is Anthony.
Anthony, how you doing? Give me your last name, Anthony.
Anthony Bennett.
Okay, Anthony Bennett. We have to have both of those to put your name in the hat, okay? Now, okay. Anthony, tell me how you know about a flexitarian.
Well, if you want to know honest truth, Henry, I had to Google it.
Well, I mean, that's okay. Honesty is a big thing for us around here.
Yeah. I'd never heard of it.
No, that's...
it was a vegetarian, all I've ever known.
Yeah. But actually, I had never heard that term either until we started looking into the trivia contest for today. But if you are a... it's interesting, you know, I always thought you either were or you weren't.
Right, that's why I thought it.
And if you weren't, then you just weren't. But apparently you can actually, I don't know, cheat. You can skirt on the side and occasionally have meat. And if that's what you do, then you are known as, strangely enough, a flexitarian. All right, Anthony, would you consider yourself a flexitarian?
No, I can't say that. I like my meat too much.
Yeah, that's right. So you are a carnivore for sure.
That's exactly right.
All right, Anthony Bennett. Well, and that might pay off if we draw your name out here on Friday to go out to Phillips IGA as the winner of a 10-pound pack of meat. You're going to be shocked at the way they prepare meat there too at Phillips. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Henry.
See you, Anthony. Bye-bye.
See you.
Anthony Bennett, that's right. If you are mostly a vegetarian but occasionally eat meat, then you are a flexitarian. How about that? We'll play trivia tomorrow. Never know what pathway we're going to go down that you could win.
CBS News Update. Brett Kavanaugh says he won't withdraw his nomination to the Supreme Court and insists he's innocent of all allegations against him.
The truth is, I've never sexually assaulted anyone in high school or otherwise.
Kavanaugh told Fox News he was a virgin in high school and for some time after. He and his first accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, are scheduled to testify separately in the Senate Thursday. Connecticut Democrat Richard Blumenthal.
There is simply no way in good conscience, no way that the United States Senate can vote on this nomination of Brett Kavanaugh without a full, fair investigation.
A third woman is expected to go public with allegations within the next day. Her attorney, Michael Avenatti.
When she states
the facts and circumstances about what she experienced and what she witnessed. I'm confident that people are going to find those credible. I'm confident that those facts and circumstances are going to be disqualifying for Brett Kavanaugh.
CBS News Update. I'm Deborah.
The Royce Radio Family. WCLU 1490 Glasgow. WCLU FM 102.3 Munfordville, Glasgow. And W276DO 103.1 Glasgow.
Well, folks, I got to tell you, my two young bucks have come a long way these last few years.
Well, Bill, we had some good training. Pettigo Lessenberry has a wealth of knowledge, and we're lucky to have a company like that backing us.
Jared, don't you mean ISU, Pettigo Lessenberry? ISU, Integrity, Strength, Unity.
I tried to tell him, boss man.
We're just giving you a hard time, Jared. These young bucks, Jared Pursley and Daniel Bird, we're just so proud to have them. You know, the most important thing they've learned is that they want to be able to treat people right, and they work hard to find their customers the coverage they need.
We're ISU, Pettigo Lessenberry, growing with a proud community since 1902.
And still learning every day. Give one of these young bucks a call. Jared or Daniel, 651-8837. They'd be proud if you do, and so would I.
All right, Jared. It's ISU, Integrity, Strength, Unity. All right, I got it.
I've always been a talker. I love to laugh, but I was wearing dentures, and I felt uncomfortable because of being young. My 50th birthday gift for my husband, I wanted to get implants.
That's C.J. Elliott, another satisfied patient of Dr. Jim Thurman in dental implants.
The way they treat you, it was sort of like a family, and it was like, this is what I want.
And of course, C.J. had done her research on the subject and Dr. Thurman.
When I went to another dentist, and he recommended Thurman. I love it. Well, I'm glad I got Dr. Thurman. I really am. People ask me all the time, what do you have? Who did it? And I tell them, Dr. Thurman.
And after having a full set of dental implants from Dr. Thurman, CJ has no regrets.
This was the best thing I ever did. And I would do it again if I had to. I would do it again.
So if you're in a similar situation, here's what CJ would say to you.
If you are wanting to get dental implants, that Dr. Thurman would be the man to go to.
To learn more, call the office of Dr. James Thurman at 651-5939.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce. Monday morning, approximately 9:31 a.m., KSP Post 3 received a call for service reporting that a passenger car had struck the exterior of a residence located on South Jackson Highway. The preliminary investigation has revealed that Nicholas D. Smith, age 27, of Park City, was operating a 2017 Jeep Sport utility vehicle when he drove his vehicle onto a front porch, striking the exterior of the residence at 6975 South Jackson Highway. The home was occupied at the time of the incident, and the occupants established contact with Smith until law enforcement personnel arrived. Smith was not related to the homeowners, however, a single relative was inside the home. That was according to the news release sent by KSP. I later contacted the Hart County Jail to discuss with them the citation, which they faxed over from the KSP, and the homeowner, Larry Rayner, was holding Smith down on the ground while law enforcement arrived. Smith was screaming and yelling. Rayner told officers that the biological son of the man who drove into the house was inside. Rayner and his wife have full custody of that 3-year-old boy. Rayner told officers that he believed the boy let Smith into the home and restrained him for fear that he would take the child. Upon law enforcement arrival, Smith was arrested on the scene and charged with wanton endangerment, first degree, 3 counts, criminal mischief, first degree, criminal trespassing, first degree, operating a motor vehicle under the influence of drugs and alcohol, second offense, and no operator's license. Nicholas Smith was lodged at the Hart County Detention Center, where he was cited for additional charges of promoting contraband and possession of marijuana. The investigation is being conducted by Trooper First Class Graham Rutherford. He was assisted on the scene by the Hart County Sheriff's Department and Hart County EMS. No further information is available at this time for release. 3 new firefighters were sworn in at last night's Glasgow City Council meeting. Derek Slaughter, Tyler Solom, and Luke Wilson all had their badges pinned for the first time by the assistance of their family, and now they are officially the newest members of the Glasgow Fire Department. The Glasgow Fire Department will be applying for a grant for a training simulator as part of the meeting agenda. Also on the agenda was the second and final reading of the tax ordinance on real and personal property to be set at 17.4 cents per $100 of assessed value. Only Council Member Greg Harris voted no to the ordinance. At the previous Glasgow City Council meeting, Harris made the motion to take the compensating rate of 0.170 cents per $100. That motion failed at the last meeting. Council members Jake Dickinson and Freddie Norris were not present Monday night. There will be a new police officer on the Glasgow Police Department. Alan Riffle was sworn in last night with assistance of his wife and daughter, whom pinned his badge. Mayor Dick Doty presided over the ceremony. On Sunday, Glasgow Police Department responded to an accident with injuries on the South Green Street. It was determined that a 2001 Nissan Pathfinder, later to be referred to as Unit 1, was being operated by a 17-year-old juvenile who was sitting at the entrance of the Southgate Plaza and was attempting to make a left-hand turn, who failed to see a 1999 Nissan Sentra Unit 2 being operated by Margaret Garman, age 73, of Glasgow, who was traveling east on South Green Street and pulled into her path. Unit 2 then lost control of the vehicle and struck a 1993 Jeep Cherokee Unit 3 being operated by William Morris, age 45, of Glasgow, who was sitting in the parking lot of the Junior Food Store waiting for traffic to clear out. Margaret Garman was transported by Barron Metcalf EMS for treatment. No other injuries were reported. The accident was investigated by Officer Jeff Wright and assisted by Barron Metcalf EMS and the Glasgow Fire Department. On Friday, the Glasgow Police Department responded to a complaint in the parking lot of Ely Drugs on Happy Valley Road. Upon arrival, officers made contact with Jeffrey Connor as he was placing beer cans on the outside bench and could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from his person. Connor became aggressive and tried to get back into the vehicle that he had gotten out of. Officers received consent to search of the vehicle he had been in and located methamphetamine and a pipe. Jeffrey Conyer, age 38, of Portland, Tennessee, was arrested and charged with alcohol intoxication in a public place, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, second degree, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of a controlled substance, first degree, first offense, methamphetamine. The arrest was made by Officer Mason Wethington, and he was assisted by Officer Zane Greer. More local news when we continue here on WCLU. Right now it is 7:18 and 72 degrees here in downtown Glasgow.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding.
Excuse me. In more local news at this hour, recently the Piazza Produce Kentucky Proud Showcase was held in Louisville, bringing producers of Kentucky Proud products and buyers together to explore potential business relationships. In a press release from Kentucky Ag Commissioner Ryan Quarles, Quarles is shown sampling a local product, Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese, made right here in Barron County. I spoke with Van Campbell, Director of Sales for Kenny's Cheese, who said that the Kentucky Proud label means something to out-of-state buyers.
We send a piece of cheese out the door. We want people to know where it comes from, whether it's going to a little mom and pop shop here in Kentucky or if it's going to a chef in Dallas or Miami or D.C. There are a lot of great products coming out of Kentucky, and it makes sense to have an umbrella, a branding, so to speak, that we can all market under.
With the bourbon and horse racing industry, Campbell says from a marketing standpoint, it helps the brand when it's labeled Kentucky Proud.
Bourbon and horse racing have been around for a long time, and they're not going anywhere. You know, they might kind of fall in and out of fashion, but it's great for us to be associated with those things, and it's also great to be able to let people know that there are all these other amazing products being made in the state of Kentucky.
He also added that even chefs and restaurants are listening to what their customers are telling them, and better ingredients do matter.
It's what their customers want, so they're listening to their customers, they're listening to their students. It's starting with the end user, and it's going all the way up the chain.
Kenny's Farmhouse Cheese is made in Austin, Kentucky. Beverly and Ken Mattingly own and operate the company, whose footprint extends internationally. And a traffic advisory coming from Hardin County and I-65 due to weather conditions from this weekend and continuing weather conditions. The southbound exit I-65, exit 91 closure that will be extended through this Friday. Additionally, contract work will require closing the westbound Western Kentucky Parkway ramp to southbound I-65 from today at 9 a.m. for milling and paving operations to take place, and it will reopen Wednesday afternoon. Motorists wishing to travel in this direction should continue westbound on the Western Kentucky Parkway to the Ring Road exit and backtrack east onto the Parkway to access I-65 south. For WCLU Local News, I'm Wes Royce reporting. Right now it is 7:22, 72 degrees. Now hear a word from news from around the Commonwealth, KNN News.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Jaleesa Chapman. There is a continued threat of flooding across central and eastern Kentucky. Heavy rains and thunderstorms are putting down a tremendous amount of rain across the region, where a flash flood watch is in effect through Wednesday. Despicable. That's how Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell describes the sexual misconduct allegations against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh.
This shameful smear campaign has hit a new low.
Opening the Senate Monday, the Kentucky Republicans said Democrats are trying to destroy Kavanaugh with decades-old allegations that are unsubstantiated. Kavanaugh is now facing 2 allegations of sexual misconduct. 4-year-old Marco Shimwell's doctors say the devoted Batman fan received a superhero salute on the way to the operating room to donate his organs. About 300 people attended Marco's funeral Monday, where Pastor Mike McCormick of Calvary Christian Church in Winchester described Marco moments.
A Marco moment when you're stuck in traffic or complaining about your work or tired from school, and then you think of Marco and everything changes.
The boy died a week ago, just 2 days after he was struck by an alleged drunk driver outside of a UK football game. And recalling her rise through male-dominated ranks, CIA Director Gina Haspel said she wants to champion diversity at the spy agency.
It's fair to say that CIA back then in the late 80s and 90s was a thoroughly male-dominated organization. But I was lucky to have bosses who were willing to take a chance on me.
The Boyd County native returned to her alma mater, University of Louisville, on Monday for a public event where she outlined her priorities for the agency and disclosed a few personal details of her life. I'm Jaleesa Chapman.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man. But there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent.
Let's turn to local sports. The Lady Scotty golf team from Glasgow High School finished fourth in the regional tournament at Tompkinsville's Hidden Hills Golf Course yesterday. Abby Lee shot the lowest score in the match and was the overall champion of the region. In addition, Abby was named to the all-regional team. Abby Lee will now represent Glasgow High School next week in the girls' state tournament. She will perform her practice round next Monday and will play in qualifying round on Tuesday with the final round of competition on Wednesday. Also for the Barron County High School Trojanette golf team, Marley Shirley led the way with a team low 88. Taylor Gauntz and Lily Shipley both fired a 92. On the high school schedule for Glasgow High School today, the Scotty boys soccer team will be at LaRue County at 6 o'clock. The Lady Scotty soccer team will welcome Logan County at 7 o'clock for a senior night game. And then Lady Scotty volleyball team will be at Metcalfe County. Originally, the regional tournament for the boys was scheduled for today. However, that tournament has been rescheduled for Thursday due to the weather. The Scotties are planning to tee off at 10:30 a.m. And that's a check of local sports.
Barron County doesn't belong to the drug dealers and violent criminals. It belongs to its law-abiding citizens. Hi, I'm Mike Richardson, working in Barron County as an assistant county attorney and as a resident with a family to protect myself. I agree with the outcries from our citizens. Repeat drug offenders and perpetrators of violent crimes need to be held accountable. I have the proven record of pursuing the tougher sentences these habitual and violent criminals deserve. On November 6th, join me fight for Barron County's future. Vote for Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney. Ready on day one.
Paid for by Mike Richardson for Barron County Attorney.
Find the next great piece for your home at Barron River Consignment, where the inventory is designed to provide something for everyone. Affordable household items from mid-century to home decor, including furniture, artwork, dinnerware, glassware, and more. Each piece is cleaned and polished to ensure the highest quality to become the perfect fit for your home. Barron River Consignment also offers estate and tag sale services. Shop for style without breaking the bank. Barron River Consignment, located on L. Rogers Wells Boulevard in Glasgow.
Why the name Fire Pit Spirits? Because your beverage of choice is meant to be enjoyed with good friends, celebrating life, happiness, or just the end of a hard week of work. And, as always, it's meant to be consumed responsibly. So, whatever you're celebrating, gather around your fire pit, because good times are made with the ones you choose to keep in your circle. Fire Pit Spirits. Best selection. Best service.
The forecast is
Best
brought to you by
friends.
Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver and Referral Services. When roles reverse in your later years, when child becomes caretaker and the needs of the parent become most important, it's comforting to know that there's help along the way. Peggy Tuck Edwards would like for you to be informed about Private Caregiver and Referral Services, because sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship. It's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether in the home or in an assisted living or nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 270-670-7062.
So we go through this morning, cloudy and a few showers around into the afternoon, even a few thunderstorms mixed in. 81 tonight, thunderstorms are likely. 69 tomorrow, showers in the morning, cloudy in the afternoon. 71. Now, as that front goes east of us, we are much cooler tomorrow night, down into the low 50s. That's actually near average or slightly below, setting us up for a beautiful day on Thursday. More clouds than sun, 75. Considerably cloudy Friday with a high in the upper 70s. And I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel, WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Wade. Got 72 degrees this morning. Radar screen shows some light shower activity south of Lexington. Yesterday we had an inch and 12 hundredths, 1.12. Humidity at 93%. 30.05 is the pressure. Humidity's actually dried. Humidity actually has dried up a little bit. We're at 86% humidity, and the winds out of the south at 8 miles an hour. All right, 72 degrees at WCLU. The weekend weather sounds nice. Ray has told us it's going to be nice, which works out real good because this weekend is a very special weekend. I keep turning my microphone off here, Wes. It's my cufflink that turned off my microphone. Jesse Varner Jesse Varner is here today to talk about the big weekend in Smiths Grove. Jesse, first of all, let me say good morning to you, sir. It's always glad to have you here at the radio station.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
We have a lot to talk about as far as, you know, this time of the year. There's lots of big weekend events that come up. Folks want to enjoy, you know, the last few weekends of fall and our last few weekends of summer. Mm-hmm. And in Smiths Grove Days, it's this Saturday, and I'm just going to let Jesse Varner. You are wearing a lot of hats in Smiths Grove, but today you're with the Lions Club. You have an official position with the Lions Club?
Yes, I actually do. I am the District K, Region 2, Zone 2 Chair.
My goodness, that's quite the title, Jesse.
But I'm also a member of the Smiths Grove Lions Club.
Well, you know, and it looks to me like you guys have it together as far as the things that you've got planned for Smiths Grove, starting with a pancake breakfast there on Saturday morning. Is that right?
Saturday morning, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the Volunteer Fire Department right there in Smiths Grove.
Easy to get to for everybody.
Pancake breakfast.
Yeah, it'll be good too. It'll be good. A lot of folks will be working hard on that. And then we move right from that pancake breakfast to the big cruise in.
Oh, yeah. Directly from the firehouse over behind the post office, we'll be having our cruise in from 10 to 2.
Okay.
Now, at 2 o'clock, we'll be giving away the 54-inch zero-turn lawnmower that we were raffling off.
That's going to be worth something for sure.
It's going to be a big time, but even more importantly, we're going to have a Dunkin' booth, rides, and door prizes, and raffling a ham. It's just a big day in the community and fun to be had by all.
Do you have some good volunteers to ride the Dunkin' booth?
Oh, yes, and I'm not one of them.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to ask you. I didn't want to put you on the spot.
No.
Unless everybody at Smiths Grove looks at you today and says, why not, Jesse?
Because I'm so tall that I would be standing
That's
up.
right. You couldn't be dunked.
No, I could not.
But you can dunk, can't you?
I can dunk. There you go.
All right, let's talk about Smiths Grove Days from the standpoint of this big zero-turn lawnmower raffle. So, like, how do I get my name in the pot? How do I buy a chance to win this?
Well, we still have some raffle tickets left, and they're $2 a piece, or $10 for a card.
Okay.
And you need to get a hold of one of the Lions Club members. You can contact me at 270-303-3441, and I will happily get you some tickets.
Y'all are going to be doing some door prize giveaways and a big ham raffle as well.
Yes, we will.
It looks like a well thought out event coming up here in Smiths Grove.
Well, this is our annual event, and the thing that people may or may not know, Lions Club is a very good organization, and I'm not just saying that.
Yes.
We're 1.4 million strong, 207 countries, and money's collected help in and around the local communities.
That's one of the most impressive things about the Lions Club is how much money you folks put back into the place you call home.
Oh yes, and we're always looking for new Lions. So if you want to volunteer, be a Lion.
And be a part of a group of folks that get things done, too. This is to have all this planned for this Saturday and well organized and great prizes and great opportunities to raise money. I think it would be fun to be a part of that, Jesse.
Most definitely. I have enjoyed my time with the Lions, and I still continue to do as much as I can.
Well, I know that everybody's tickled to death that you do that, and everybody's going to be looking for you down there on Saturday. And if the folks who are watching on Facebook or on the TV can't see it, but you've got that vest, that Lions Club vest there that's got lots of your awards, honors, your the position that you have. Certainly you can see you're wearing that proudly on your vest, your investment of time in the Smiths Grove Lions Club.
Well, thank you. More importantly, I wear the big L for Lions.
Yeah, well, it's well known and well documented to make a difference. So the first thing we can do is just mark it down and say, go down there and join Jesse for breakfast at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Please do.
At the Smiths Grove Volunteer Fire Department, and it's uphill from there. What have we left out, Jesse?
Oh, the only thing that I was going to add in is that the 5 areas of interest for the Lions Club is diabetes, hunger relief, vision, environment, and childhood cancer.
You know, and those are, a lot of folks would only think about the fact that the Lions Club has long been involved in sight and recycling, you know, eyeglasses, things of that nature.
That's right.
It's a wonderful cause, but it's much bigger than that.
Much
things
more.
You guys get done.
Much more.
You know, why don't you just come down there on Smiths Grove on Saturday and say, what all do y'all do? Jesse can tell you. You can tell you with no notes, I guarantee you.
Well, I would love to see you and talk to you. Come down to the Volunteer Fire House in Smith Grove, September the 29th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. is our pancake breakfast. We'll eat a few pancakes and we'll talk Lionism.
Jesse, thank you for coming by today, and we hope that we break all the records this weekend, okay?
Thank you.
Jesse Varner with the Smiths Grove Lions Club. It starts 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Smiths Grove Days. I actually have, if you really... I've got a contact right here for Nancy Howard. You know Nancy, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Miss Nancy at 563-4014. If you need more information on all of this, she can help you with that as well.
Thank you.
736 WCLU.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
You know, we got to talk about birthdays right here because we have special folks celebrating today. And speaking of special celebrations, next week is fall break. And you know who's going to work extra hard on fall break? Well, it's going to be the folks at Ralphie's Fun Center because they've got a fall break spectacular that's coming up. It's the fall break blowout next week during the fall break. October the 1st through the 5th, buy a multi-activity wristband and add the following deals. For example, on Monday, come out to Ralphie's. You can buy a $20 game card for $15. On Tuesday, you can get $2 laser tag. Wednesday, you can have a large one-topping pizza and a pitcher of soft drinks. You get all of that for $10. And there's more a little later on in the week. We don't want to bog you down. We just want you to know that every day is going to be special. Where did he say? Ralphie's Fun Center, where they specialize in fun. That is correct. All right. Splashed my coffee there, but I'm anxious to tell you about our birthday honorees today, like Joyce Witcher, who is celebrating, Virginia Ann Bruton. It's Dayla Hurst. Dayla Hurst is 25 today. That's H-U-R-S-T. Raymond Hastings is 63 today. Stacy Schooley is 46. Blake Garment is 13. Tyler Claywell out at Red Cross Elementary going to have a big celebration on her 54th birthday today. Martha Bird has a birthday. We've got anniversaries, too. It's Daniel and Tabitha Irwin. It's their 8th anniversary. Michael and Tricia Nunley and Joey and Michelle Inman, number 25. That's the silver wedding anniversary for the Inmans. What about that? 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online here at WCLUradio.com. We're going to be drawing for a rosebud vase from down at Greer's. Drawing for an absolutely delicious Dairy Queen birthday cake, too, coming up here. And 7:40, 20 before the 8 o'clock hour here in WCLU. If you're heading down to Smiths Grove for Smiths Grove Day this weekend, guess what else is going on?
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding, and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
TJ Sampson, providing TLC, Total Local Care, 24/7. My husband and I were both admitted to TJ Sampson. They were so good to us, and we will always go back to TJ, your local health care provider. Total Local Care, 24/7.
Good morning, friends. What is it?
Growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank,
which receives our worship. I will tell you today that only Jehovah God is worthy of worship. All other so-called gods are false gods, and to worship any of them will only bring divine wrath. Perhaps some claim to worship nothing or not to believe in any divine being. Well, each person has the right to choose for themselves whom they will serve or not serve. But remember that each one must live and die with the choice made. How is it that America and the rest of the world has elevated entertainment personalities, sports stars, and political figures to the level of experts concerning life? There's only one expert on life and living, and that's the creator and the sustainer of life, Jesus Christ. He is God who became a man for the short time so that we could see how God wanted man to act and think. Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, that is, the beginning and the ending of all things. He and He alone is worthy of worship. He and He alone has the answer to mankind's greatest need. He and He alone is the answer to the world's problems. The answer is not in science, technology, greater education, especially not in the minds of any unbeliever. The answer is in Jesus, and He only is worthy of worship. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
growth begins with an idea. At the People's Bank, that idea is to give you the banking service you deserve. We carry out that idea in everything we do. In fact, it's become our motto, working for you. As that idea continues to grow, let us work for you at our new location, 1300 West Main Street, opening this summer. Let us be the place where your ideas begin, where you get the banking you deserve. Come grow with us. The People's Bank, working for you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The university scientists have long hypothesized, where does the magic man get his magic? The phenomenon that is the magic man is considered one of the great wonders of science. Truth be told, there is no science greater than magic. And that's why the mystery remains.
Hi, I'm Eddie Bruner, and yes, technically I am the magic man, but there's no magic to it. It's honesty, knowledge, and paying the best prices I can pay.
All right, 72 degrees. Earn Dog is on tonight, is that right?
That is correct.
I got a text. Where was I? I was actually...
We'll grab the phone real quick.
Okay. Are you expecting a call? Actually, on, let's see, this past weekend, in Tennessee, and somebody sent me a text. I'm trying to find this text that I got over the weekend. It reads as follows: who is the guy that has the rock show at night?
Was that a question for me?
No, that's a text that I got this weekend.
Who is the guy from what?
Who is the guy that has the rock show at night? And I responded, Ernie Wagner, the Earn Dog. And that seemed to make them happy, so anyway.
It's a killer show.
I don't know who they thought it was, but we clarified that there.
Last week was great.
They texted me. It's the Earn Dog show. It's on tonight at 6 o'clock.
Well, I was expecting a call, Dad.
Okay.
It's Bobby Lee.
Okay, is he there?
Yeah, you want to talk to him?
Yeah, let me talk to Bobby Lee. Then we'll come back and we'll do some tidbit news.
That
all
works
right?
for me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. You want me to interview Bobby Lee?
Yeah, I would, since you always do.
Okay. All right. I mean, I'm trying. Here we are. You think we rehearsed this program? We don't, do we, Bobby?
We most certainly don't, Henry. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing fine. I'm real good here. I've sloshed coffee all over some important papers here, so
well, that's
what my paycheck was.
No. I've got nowhere to go but up.
Got some nice stationery.
That's right. We're talking to Bobby Lee Hurt, the proprietor of Hurt Auto Sales at 621 West Main Street in Glasgow. Now, one of the cool things about Hurt Auto Sales is that they are always on the lookout for a vehicle that's going to make a difference in your daily commute, for a vehicle that you can rely on. You know, we turn the corner here, and the expectation is that the weather might not be as good a little later on as what it has been. And if your vehicle doesn't want to play along, Hurt Auto Sales can get you in shape for that. Bobby Lee, how's the fishing been up there in your waters?
Fishing's been great, Henry. We caught a couple of cars yesterday, and I want to share them with you here this morning.
Okay.
Got a 2010 C300 Mercedes.
Okay.
It's a nice little four-door sedan. Has a sunroof, leather, loaded. It's got all the extras that you could ever care for. And we've got it priced to sell for just $11,500.
You caught a whopper.
We did. Hey, we got it all in, too.
Yeah, $11,500. That's not much for that much of a vehicle.
That's right. It's a lot of car for a small price. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a 2010 Nissan Quest van.
Okay.
Extra sharp, extra clean. Will suit anybody that rides in it. And you getting ready to go on fall break.
Yeah.
Make a nice trip for that, and we got it priced for just $11,900.
For what a great deal that would be. You know, hey, here's a surprise, family. We're going on fall break, but you know what? We're going in our new Nissan from Hurt Auto Sales. That would certainly make the trip that much better.
Yeah, you probably get down there. You wouldn't want to get out of it.
That's right. And I bet you can sell. I bet at sunset you won't have that vehicle anymore.
I certainly hope not. Okay?
Not that you don't mind having it, but you like that people want it.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a 2011 Chevy Equinox. It's the LTZ. Got loaded. It's loaded up as well. Leather, sunroof, just like the Mercedes.
Yeah.
Cheaper price for just $9,900.
My goodness! Now I know we've had these on here before, but not at that price point. It's been a little bit higher than that.
They most certainly have. We got this one at a good deal, and we're going to pass it along.
I love it. You know, I got to be honest with you. Every time you talk about a Equinox LTZ, I always want to stop you and say, "How do you spell that?"
It's hard to spell.
I was going to say. But
you got to be from Wayne County to spell that.
But you do it quite well. And so, yeah, but that's not a lot of money at all. But it's a nice vehicle indeed, and because if they catch your eye, you know they're nice vehicles.
That's correct. Last but not least, Henry, if you're looking for a nice little truck.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a full-size truck.
Okay.
It's a nice little price, I guess you'd say.
That's the better part of it, yes.
Yeah. 03 F-150 single cab truck with an 8-foot bed. Nice little truck. We've got it priced for just $4,900.
Man, and what year was that?
03 model. And it's a local trade-in. Okay.
I just remember growing up, looking for vehicles. You're looking for a truck, and you get looking for F-150. You realize that you're buying a great vehicle, but you're probably going to pay a little more for it. Bobby Lee has changed my opinion on that because you got it priced to move.
We've got it priced for somebody to come in and swoop it up, Henry.
All right.
And it's got an 8-foot bed that never has to be made.
Won't be a question when you drive it. You'll go ahead and pay me what I'm asking. That's for sure.
Wes was throwing in a one-liner here. It's got an 8-foot bed that never has to be made.
That's right. Yeah, a good friend of mine wrote that song from Wayne County.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I understand. All right. So anyway, we want folks to come up there to Hurt Auto Sales. We can't tell the whole story in the short time we have, but we want to invite you up to see exactly the full story at Hurt Auto Sales. It is 621 West Main Street in Glasgow, Kentucky. It's worth putting it in your GPS because it will take you to a place that will have your next vehicle just ready to put your name on it. And it's 621 West Main, and Bobby Lee says, hey, call us and tell us you're coming. 590-11, is it 1131?
1181.
1181, I'm sorry.
That's right. Yeah.
I was fuzzy there on that third number.
You were close.
590-1181. Say, yeah, you're going to be there. I'm going to come look. And that's just kind of the way it happens. The one thing they do, the reason why they do that is because they want to stick by the motto, which is, Bobby,
no pain when you trade with Hurt.
You enjoyed, hope you have an LTZ of a day.
Well, so do you, Henry.
All right. Okay. We'll see you, Bobby Lee.
Thank you.
Bobby Lee Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street. Now we're going to come back and do tidbit news here just in a second. Hustler Mowers and Haywood Sales and Service, a perfect combination of quality and service. Over 50 years ago, Hustler developed a zero-turn mower, and they've been making it better ever since. Haywood Sales and Service knows firsthand how the Hustler brand signifies quality, strength, performance, and high innovative standards. This is the perfect time to experience the quality of Hustler from a fully invested dealer. Haywood Sales and Service, growing to meet your needs. Hustle to their convenient location on Finney Road at Haywood, 270-814-1068. All right, 72 degrees now at WCLU. Let me tell you about the fact that today we are patting Tabitha Irwin on the back. Tabitha has a wedding anniversary today. In fact, it is her 8th wedding anniversary today. She is as good as gold. She was nominated to be good as gold, and if I can find my little notes right here, very nice submission about how Tabitha works hard to get youngsters to church and how she's involved in things. Here, I've got it right now. Tabitha goes above and beyond with bringing church kids to church. She was asked by one of the kids to be her godmother, and she picks them up every Wednesday and Sunday for church service. She loves God. She loves people. And isn't that nice to have that said about you? You let her know she's good as gold. From WCLU and a little taste of Texas. Now, right over here, I've got the Tidbit News intro, and it's rolling right now.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
All right, around the world and up the street, no matter where you look, there's always interesting things that won't make the headlines, but doesn't mean they're not news. That's the way that I approach it. I got a theme for today's.
All right, I love theme days.
You like themes? We got today. We have game tidbits. But these are actually game tidbits, not necessarily game show tidbits. But I needed
like wild game?
No, I need something a little gamey here. You'll see what I'm talking about. A couple of stories right here, and this one is one that everybody will scratch their heads on. I know I have. I've read it, but listen to the whole story. This is something that's coming out. The toy maker Hasbro.
Mm-hmm. Sounds familiar.
They have announced there's a new version of Monopoly coming out. Now, are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on to your seat. This brand new version of Monopoly that's coming out rewards cheating.
Okay. Might as well.
Well, I mean, boy, that didn't disturb you at all.
It works in the real world.
It says here it rewards cheating, and it features handcuffs for those caught in the act. Monopoly Cheaters Edition, which is set for release this fall, offers 15 cheat cards with 5 placed in the middle of the board, and ask players to carry out nefarious tasks, including removing hotels, moving another player's token, and stealing extra money from the bank that is without an assigned banker. Rewards for carrying out the cheat card successfully without getting caught include extra cash or free properties, while those caught will be sent to jail and potentially handcuffed to the board. Are you hearing this?
I am, but I'm just thinking about that get out of jail free card.
Yeah, that's right.
You could always use that.
Yeah, you've got the
if you have it.
That's right. The little bowling ball.
You have to think that the board game industry has gone downhill with the with video games, being so prevalent and being like the thing that people want to do. So why not make it a little more interesting?
A recent study conducted by Hasbro revealed that nearly half of the game players attempt to cheat during Monopoly games. So in 2018, we decided it was time to give fans what they've been craving for all along, a Monopoly game that actually encourages cheating. This is according to Senior Vice President of Hasbro, Jonathan Berkowitz.
Mm-hmm.
Monopoly, the Cheaters Edition, is going to be available. Now, this is the most disturbing sentence in this entire news story that was on the UPI. The Monopoly Cheaters Edition is going to be available for $19.99 for ages 8 and up. We have now officially established what age that is okay to cheat. These little 6-year-olds, sit on here, help,
It is in the rules, though. The cheating specifications are in the rules.
Yeah, okay.
So, yes, it is cheating, but it's part of the game.
Okay.
It's kind of like, what was that game? Well, no, I can't say that on the air, but you told how many cards you had of one suit, and then you
can
lay
cheat
them
on
down,
that,
and then somebody says whether or not you're lying or not.
If you're cheating or not.
Cheating or not. They got another word for it.
So anyway, hey, here we go. We are saying if you're 8 and above, it's okay to cheat when you're playing Monopoly.
We're going to have to try it out.
That's a stretch.
Monopoly Day here at the station.
One more game.
Team building.
Yes, that's right. Cheat building. All right, I got another game story for you here.
All right.
Yesterday, this was the big news that Scrabble has introduced 300 new entries into its dictionary of acceptable words. Merriam-Webster yesterday published a list highlighting some of the new words that you can use now in Scrabble.
Let's hear them.
All right, the 2-letter expression of disgust, pronounced ew, spelled E-W. That's the shortest word added to the Scrabble dictionary.
Ew.
Joining a list of 106 other 2-letter words.
What if you spell it with an extra W?
I don't know.
I spell it with an extra W.
I guess it's just confirming that, or not confirming, but establishing that ooh is a word. Anyway, they have there's 106 other 2-letter words, Wes, which are a vital part of Scrabble strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay was also added to the list after its capitalization prevented it from being used as a Scrabble word in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Emily Brewster is an associate editor and lexicographer, if I'm saying that right, at Merriam-Webster. She told the New York Times the ability to add seemingly random letters to existing ones will allow a player to enjoy a far greater latitude in placing their words on the board and will annoy opponents who think that the game should be played with words they recognize. The word frowny has returned to the Scrabble dictionary after they took it out back in 1961.
As long as they don't put the emoji on
That's
there.
right. Giving players another opportunity to play a valuable Y in the title. Frowny. Also the new additions, Wes, when you play Scrabble the next time, the word bestie.
Yeah?
Although BFF is not yet playable, but the word twerk is playable now.
Oh,
It's twerk is in the new dictionary. Other forms such as twerks, twerked, and twerking. Also, the new word
Scrabble's lost it.
That's right.
That's it. I'm done with Scrabble.
The remaining.
I mean, it's not that 200-something words now. Yeah, we use them all the time.
Yeah.
But I grew up learning from Miss Foster that ain't in the dictionary.
That's right.
And then they put it in the dictionary.
That's right. And it's allowed by Scrabble.
What happened to proper grammar and proper spelling? There used to be an art to that, and I think it still needs to be. It's linguistics.
It's gone out the door. But, hey, now what they have is they're building the base for coming out with a game of Scrabble that you can cheat.
That's basically what they're doing. You're exactly right. I mean,
anyway.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com. I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Brett Kavanaugh takes his case to TV. In an appearance on Fox News, he denies sex assault allegations, says he was a virgin through high school, and won't withdraw his Supreme